Hi there and welcome back to Mirror Mind. Today, I want to walk you through something most people never really consider, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's the idea that narcissists and non-narcissists are actually living in two very different worlds. Same situations, same days, same events, but totally different interpretations. It's not just a matter of opinion. It's deeply rooted in personality, and it affects how someone experiences, processes, and remembers the world around them. So, let's explore how narcissists view the world and how they see you. Two people, one day, two realities. Let's say you and a narcissist go out for dinner. The food's a little late, the place is a bit crowded, but overall it's nice. You notice the decor, enjoy the conversation, maybe even smile at a few strangers. You chalk it up as a pretty good evening. But the narcissist, they're fuming. The waiter was too slow. The host didn't treat them like someone important. The ambience was cheap. By the end of the night, they declare it a disaster and they're genuinely upset. You wonder, were we even at the same dinner? And that's the key. Narcissists experience the world in a completely different way. Not just emotionally, but in how they process everything. Their reactions are colored by entitlement, suspicion, lack of empathy, and an exaggerated sense of self. And this worldview changes everything. Personality drives perception. People who end up in long-term relationships with narcissists are often highly agreeable, meaning they're empathetic, patient, and willing to see the best in others. They try to give second chances, look for compromise, and make peace. On the flip side, narcissists score high on what psychologists call antagonism. This includes traits like arrogance, hostility, and a constant need to compete or feel superior. Now think about how these two types of people go through the same day. The agreeable person sees a delay at the post office and thinks, no big deal, everyone has to wait. The narcissist sees the same delay and thinks, how dare they make me wait? That gap in reaction isn't just situational. It's structural, it's personality-based. And it makes for some incredibly tense interactions. Why narcissists always seem upset? If you've ever felt like a narcissist in your life is always complaining, you're not imagining it. Narcissists are often perpetually frustrated because the world rarely meets their unrealistic expectations. They expect special treatment, constant recognition, effortless success. So when life treats them like anyone else, they don't just feel disappointed, they feel wounded. Their ego can't tolerate feeling ordinary. Even something as small as waiting in line, receiving average customer service, or being criticized can trigger an outsized response. For them, it's not a minor inconvenience, it's a threat to their identity. You're either with them or against them. In the narcissist's world, nuance doesn't exist. People are either allies or enemies. If you agree with them, praise them, and feed their sense of superiority, you're good. If you question them, disagree, or even just see the world differently, you become bad. That's why conversations with narcissists can feel like walking on a minefield. One wrong word, one mild disagreement, and boom, you're dealing with rage, cold silence, or passive aggression. They don't make space for multiple perspectives. If they had a bad time, you had a bad time. If they hated the movie, you're wrong for liking it. And if you try to defend your own experience, they might belittle it, mock it, or dismiss it altogether. Emotional reality isn't shared. In healthy relationships, people can say, you didn't like it? That's okay, I did. But with narcissists, emotional reality isn't allowed to differ. If they're angry, you must be angry too. If they're offended, you must take their side. Disagreeing with them emotionally is viewed as betrayal. It challenges their version of reality, and they won't stand for that. So they shut you down, argue, or invalidate your feelings until you either give in or go quiet. And over time, you may start to doubt yourself. That's how emotional manipulation works. Narcissists aren't just trying to control situations, they're trying to control your perception. A joyless outlook. Let's talk about joy for a moment. Narcissists struggle with it. They find it hard to genuinely enjoy simple things, a smile from a stranger, a peaceful afternoon, a shared laugh. Why? Because joy requires presence, vulnerability, and connection. All things narcissists avoid. They're too busy scanning for disrespect, ranking themselves, or obsessing over how they're being perceived. Their worldview is so consumed with status and control that joy feels foreign to them. Even a beautiful day can be ruined if someone didn't treat them the way they felt they deserved. Their happiness depends on constant external validation, which is never enough. Suspicion over connection. Another thing that warps how narcissists see the world is suspicion. They assume people are out to get them, or that others have hidden motives. This makes genuine connection nearly impossible. Let's say a stranger smiles at you in a store. Most people would smile back. A narcissist might think, what do they want from me? Or are they laughing at me? Their default setting is defense, not openness. This suspicion blocks intimacy, kindness, and meaningful relationships. It also feeds their loneliness, but instead of looking inward, they blame the world for being so untrustworthy. When you speak your truth, have you ever tried to share your feelings with a narcissist, only to have them twist your words or attack your character? You say, I felt ignored when you didn't respond. They say you're too sensitive. You're always playing the victim. This is a classic deflection. Narcissists don't want to hear about your inner world unless it reflects their greatness. They see your needs as threats, your sadness as manipulation, and your boundaries as rejection. So over time, you stop speaking up. You quiet your truth. And that's exactly how they keep control. Their world versus your reality. Remember this, narcissists aren't seeing the same world as you. They're seeing it through a warped lens, a filter built from entitlement, fear, ego, and emotional emptiness. You may see kindness where they see weakness. You may see patience where they see stupidity. You may see connection where they see control. And when you share your version of events, they may attack it not because it's wrong, but because it doesn't align with their fragile inner narrative. Holding on to your truth. If you're close to someone narcissistic, you might feel like you're constantly second-guessing yourself. That's not an accident. It's part of the dynamic. The key to protecting your peace is holding on to your own reality. Just because they say the day was terrible doesn't mean it was. Just because they belittle your joy doesn't mean you're wrong for feeling it. Your version of events, your memories, your emotions, they're valid. You don't need their agreement for your experience to be real. Final thoughts. Narcissists see the world differently, and that difference can be deeply confusing, painful, and damaging to those around them. But understanding how they operate is the first step to reclaiming your clarity. You don't have to accept their version of reality. You don't have to match their negativity. And you don't have to lose your voice in order to keep the peace. Because in the end, the world you live in, the one where empathy, joy, and connection are possible, is the world worth protecting. Thanks for watching Mirror Mind. If this resonated with you, know you're not alone and your reality matters.